Welcome back to Simly Builds. Get comfortable because today's build is massive. This took me so long, it was like so detailed, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Today we are building a high school. Specifically, I wanted to go for like an American style high school. As you can tell from my accent, I'm British. I've never been to America. I have never seen an American high school apart from in movies. So this is kind of just what I imagine it would be like. Obviously we had to change some things to make it work better in the Sims. But I think I did a pretty good job, and I hope you guys agree. When I posted this video on TikTok, up at the comment here, someone said, I'm a high school at a high school. And honestly, you're gonna understand what they mean. This is like the stereotypical high school, especially with like the entire like entryway. When we get to the landscaping, you're gonna understand what they mean. So I went for this like basic kind of brick facade with white accents. Pretty basic. We weren't going for anything too special. I love these windows. I think they're like exactly what I would imagine a school windows looking like. They are from the Discover University, I believe, which is a pack that I only got relatively recently, so I'm still like really enjoying testing out all the new, well, I say new, it's been out for a while, all the new things that I've got. Now we're working on this like kind of entryway. I thought this was so cute. I think that the trees, like, I'm not completely sure, they're like a little bit too close together, but once I added some more decorations, it kind of works well. I got these debug flags. This is like so American to me. Like, I'm imagining like one of those is like the US flag, one is the state flag, and one of them is like the school flag, like, you know. Then I built this little car park with these debug parking spots that are like painted by students. I remember like on TikTok, especially during like COVID, I would see so many like videos of people painting their parking spots. Is that something that people actually do in America? Like when you learn to drive, you get your own parking spot and you get to paint it? If so, that is so cool. Around to the back of the school, we put a basketball court in. This court is from City Living, I believe, and then these fences are debug from High School Years. High School Years might be one of my favorite packs. I love the world that comes with it. I think it's so cozy, especially for this time of year, you know, like the autumn or like fall vibes. You're gonna see a lot of my builds have been set there recently. Then I wanted to have like a seating area. I did not have much space on this lot, so there isn't really much green space. Like ideally there would be lots of green space, you know, for like people to sit on the grass, relax during lunch, but we had to kind of like make do. And then in this area over here, I kind of set this up to be like first week back at school. So I wanted to make a little area where there were some stools. I can imagine that these are like advertising to join like the sports clubs. And guys, don't worry, it's finally time to move inside. This is the fun part. This is what you want to see. I know it. I was working around the floor plan. I was like, I don't know, I was confusing myself. I'm gonna be honest, I was trying to make sure I didn't have to build loads of classrooms. In an actual school, obviously the majority of the school is classrooms, but that's like a little bit boring. And I knew that this build was going to take me a long time to do, so I wanted to make it as fun as possible. You'll see a bit later on that I try and kind of spice it up a little bit, get some rooms that maybe you wouldn't actually have in a high school, but this is The Sims. We can have some creative liberty. Here we go, working on the lighting. These little like saucer lights, I love them, guys. I know they're so basic, but if I could just use them in every build and not have to use those like ugly lamps, I would fully. It just makes it so much brighter. In some like cozy builds, like I get it, but in any kind of commercial build, I'm always just going to use these lights. This is like exactly what lighting is in a high school. Like it's just a little bit too bright, especially early in the morning. You come in, everything is so bright. Moving into this like entry area, this school is so successful. You're gonna see so many of these little trophy cabinets everywhere. They do amazing at sports, and also the debating club, they're great. You're gonna see later on the debating club here, that's the club that you're gonna join if you're not good at sports. Those are like your two options. Putting some more trophies here because they are proud. You gotta put them on display. It's gonna be the first thing that you're gonna see when you're walking in. If this is your first week at school, which is what I set it up to be, you're gonna know you've shown up to a good place. Putting in those lockers, guys, you do not know how badly I wanted a proper locker. As someone who went to high school in the UK, we had lockers, but it was like most schools didn't. And our lockers, they were tiny. Like we didn't get those full height ones. It was like the smallest little square. And also they didn't put them in proper corridors. Like it was like down in the back rooms, and it would take you like 10 minutes to go to your locker. So no one actually ever used them because it was like you don't have that much time between classes to go change your books. So I don't know, I just wanted one of those American lockers so bad. Moving on to the bathrooms. These are so basic. I mean, if you go to a high school, the bathrooms aren't going to be that nice. So I just gave them like the bare necessities. In hindsight, I probably should have made them a little bit dirtier because like high school toilets are never that clean. But I'm going to justify that by saying it's first week of school. They haven't had the chance to put all the graffiti up yet. Moving on to decorating some more of these corridors. Another trophy case. Are you surprised? And then I put some like these science posters. I mean, that's exactly what you want in a high school, right? Like educational posters as well as the ones for the societies. Hell yeah. Then we have this little office. I'm imagining that this is for like the head teacher. I think that makes the most sense. I put these little chairs in front of the desk as well. Like this is where you're gonna go for those meetings. You know, the parents come in because your kid has like been behaving so badly. They're sitting in those little armchairs in front of the desk, and they're talking about what is gonna happen to their kid because their kid is gonna fail and drop out. That's what's happening in that room. Then finally we're here and decorating some actual classrooms. What is a high school without classrooms? I mean, you're gonna see that I used like very different styles for all the classrooms. I wanted to kind of make it so that each classroom was like basically owned by one teacher, and they kind of put their own style into it. Usually the color scheme of this classroom with the yellow and green would be my worst nightmare, but I actually love how this classroom turned out. I think it's so cute. I'm imagining that the teacher of this classroom is a science teacher who is like in her late 20s, and she's kind of cool. Like she's nice, she gives you extensions on your homework, and she like loves decorating her room. It's only first week of term and she's a new teacher, so she's still kind of working her way around. She doesn't want to go too crazy with the decorating, but with the posters and like the color scheme as well as her desk, I think it's cute, guys. She's got potential. Into our second classroom of this school, I went with kind of like a similar layout. Most of the classrooms are pretty like standard layout with the teacher's desk at the front and then these like singular tables. In the UK, we do not have singular tables like this. Like you sit in a group either in like rows all facing the front, or you're like in little groups, so you're all kind of like around, like facing one another. It's weird, guys. Then moving into this cafeteria area, guys, because this is like a school that is so proud of their like student athletes, I'm imagining the food in this school is so good. Like, you're getting your protein, you're getting like the good food, because they gotta win these competitions, so it's gotta be good food. Also, guys, I'm gonna be completely honest, this is like not play tested at all. Honestly, most of my builds aren't, just because like I enjoyed the building and then I don't actually ever play with it. So I'm leaving that up to you guys, and I'm imagining that this cafeteria is like not playable at all. So if you are going to download this, my EA ID is in the description. It is Simly TikTok, but also bear in mind that you're probably going to have to move some stuff around to make this like possible to be played with. Then in this big room at the back of the school, we are turning this into the school hall. This is where the assemblies are. This is where the events are held. We got this red curtain up here to kind of give it like, this is where the school like theatre club, this is where they're doing their acting. And you can see we've got those debating podiums set up and all these rows of chairs because they are holding an event this week. It is them against their rival school. They're going to be debating, it's going to be politics, and guys, spoiler, our school is obviously going to win because we wouldn't have it any other way. These benches are from Discover University, and to be honest, I'm not completely happy with them, but there was like no alternative. Like, I didn't want to do individual seats because it would just, it didn't look right, like it wouldn't have worked. But these benches don't look ideal, so sorry about that, guys. If you know an alternative, let me know. Then in this tiny room, which was like way too small to build another classroom or anything like that, I decided to create like an artist's room. This is the music practice room, but it's also for the artists. We have like storage, we have art supplies in this back corner, we have an easel. And the students can book this out to practice with like the little band that they've set up with their friends, or if they are working on like their final art project, they can go in there. Moving upstairs, this is on another day again. Guys, this took me so long, so I had to have like big breaks in between it. This is why like parts of this were posted on TikTok literally weeks ago, but I hadn't finished the full build until now. So if you follow me on TikTok, you've probably seen like the first bits of this before, but from this point you haven't seen this. Again, this is just me building the corridors upstairs, which is boring, but it's necessary, putting all those posters up. We don't have enough posters in this game. Like, High School Years is the only one that really has them, which I guess is fair enough because they're not expecting us to build high schools like this. But you can see I'm really having to repeatedly use the same posters over and over again. Don't judge me for that. Moving into this massive room, you're probably wondering what this was going to be. It's a library. Guys, I've built public libraries before. They are so much fun. As someone who loves to read, I just love making a library that I would want to come and study in or read in. Like, that is so much fun to me. So I wanted to make sure there was plenty of room for people to sit and work, but also obviously we've got to get all those books in. I built these little desks. Some of them are computer desks, some of them are just for studying. As you can see, there's 2 computers there, and then some ones against the window. Did some decorating to make these look like they were being used. I do think that because this is like a very white room, it does kind of come across as like a little bit plain, but I don't want to mix it up and make like a dark academia library. It just wouldn't have worked in this build, so we're gonna deal with it. Moving on to another classroom. This one is a little bit different. These classrooms up here I think are a little bit wider, and I went for like a red color scheme in here. This room, this is for like the oldest teacher in the school. He is like, he's well accomplished. He's got all of these degrees, but he's pretty strict. He got this rug as a present from one of the younger teachers who was like, you've got to decorate your classroom better. It's just not nice. And so he took the advice. But he's not here for a good time. He is here to teach. And he's not wasting time trying to make his classroom look amazing. Also, is this maybe an excuse because I was getting tired of building classrooms? Maybe. But deal with it. In this back room, again, too small for a classroom. So I was trying to work out what I wanted to do, and I settled on making this into like a conference room, meeting room for the teachers. This is where they have all the discussions about what is going to be taught. Maybe the debate club or other societies like use this as a meeting room. You got to book it out, especially though. It's got this big TV for like putting presentations up. The teachers take care of it. Then into this other room. I initially wanted to make this an office, like the one downstairs. I ended up scrapping that because I was trying to think which other person like needs an office like this, right? Like if the principal has got one, there's no need for another. So I ended up making this into the staff room. This is where the teachers come during lunch break, and this back wall is like a kitchenette kind of area. We've got a mini fridge, we've got a little microwave oven situation, and we've again got these like cringy food posters on the wall because this is like the vibe that our high school gives to me. You know, it's not all about the aesthetic. Then I built another set of toilets. I'm not completely sure, this could be like staff toilets. I haven't really decided. It's either staff toilets or just like gender neutral toilets for upstairs. I do think that there like needs to be toilets closer to the library. Either way. Then I wanted to do like the one teacher who is like convinced that group work is the best part of a classroom experience. So we've got those tables like arranged around so you're facing each other. This is the kind of like way they organize tables in like a British school. I guess you do it like in primary school. What do you call primary school in the US? Like elementary school, is that it? This is like, it's kind of that. But this teacher, even though she's a high school teacher, she just loves that group work. This is what she wants school to be about. No sitting in lines on your own desk. Nah, that's not for her. Moving on to the penultimate classroom of this build. This is like a pink styled one. I'm gonna be honest, guys. This might be my least favorite classroom in this school. It's a weird shape, like, but we had to do what we had to do with this floor plan. I started putting a lot of books in this room. I'm kind of imagining that this one and maybe the group work teacher, this is like English, right? We didn't have any posters for that kind of subject, so there are science posters, but we can ignore that. And then this final classroom, I did it in the school's traditional blue color. This teacher is like so patriotic to the school, it doesn't even matter that the color is ugly. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this speed build. It took such a long time to do, but I actually love the final result. If you guys did too, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for future videos.